somewhere in January 2025, a woman named Marie Cassano walked into a theater on a Princess cruise ship. She was there to enjoy a show, to relax, to do exactly what millions of cruise passengers do every single year. She found her seat, she sat down, and in an instant, her vacation turned into a nightmare. The seat suddenly came apart and collapsed beneath her, just like that. No warning, no time to react. One moment she was settling in to watch a performance. The next moment she was on the floor, suffering what her lawsuit describes as severe and permanent injuries. And now, Princess Cruise Lines is facing legal action that raises serious questions about passenger safety, maintenance standards, and whether cruise companies are doing enough to protect the people who trust them with their vacations. This is the story of a broken chair, but it's also the story of a massive industry, billions of dollars, and the hidden risks that millions of passengers never think about. Let's start with what we know. Marie Cassano was sailing on a Princess cruise ship in January 2025. The specific vessel hasn't been publicly named. She went to the ship's main theater to watch a show, the kind of entertainment that's a standard part of almost every cruise experience. These theaters are massive. Most Princess ships have venues that can seat somewhere between 900 and 1,000 guests at a time. She took her seat, and according to the lawsuit filed in December 2025, that seat suddenly came apart and collapsed, causing her severe and permanent injuries. A photograph of the chair, first published by TMZ, tells a disturbing story. The image shows a theater seat completely broken, with the bottom section lying on the floor beneath the backrest. Yellow caution tape has been placed across the area to prevent other passengers from attempting to sit there. The specific injuries Cassano suffered have not been publicly disclosed, but the lawsuit uses the words severe and permanent. Those aren't casual terms in legal filings. They suggest significant physical harm, the kind of injuries that don't just heal with time. Cassano's lawsuit makes a pointed allegation. Princess Cruises either knew or should have known that the chair was defective, and the company failed to take adequate steps to prevent guests from using it. Think about what that means. If the cruise line was aware the seat was damaged and allowed passengers to sit in it anyway, that's a serious failure of basic safety protocols. And if they weren't aware, the question becomes, why not? How does a major cruise company operating ships around the clock fail to notice a seat that's about to collapse? Princess Cruises, which is owned by Carnival Corporation, has not issued a public comment on the case. Their silence speaks volumes. Or perhaps it's just standard legal strategy. Either way, passengers are left wondering what actually happened. But here's where the story gets more troubling. After news of the lawsuit broke, other Princess Cruises guests started coming forward with similar concerns. One recent passenger on the Royal Princess had a startling reaction when they saw the photograph of the broken seat. They said they had to look twice at the photo because the same seat on the opposite side of the theater had been broken since they boarded the ship on November 29th. They noted there wasn't even a sign indicating the cruise line was working on it, despite there being many such signs elsewhere on the ship. Let that sink in. A passenger claims an identical seat on the opposite side was broken for their entire sailing. No repair, no warning sign, just a broken seat waiting for someone to sit in it. If true, this suggests a pattern, not an isolated incident. A systemic failure to maintain basic safety standards in one of the most heavily used spaces on the ship. But let's be fair here. Context matters. Cruise ships are enormous operations. They run 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. The wear and tear on every surface, every piece of furniture, every fixture is constant and relentless. Thousands of passengers cycle through these vessels week after week. Things break. That's inevitable. Princess Cruises theaters seat around 1,000 guests. Checking every single chair before every performance would be impractical. It would require an army of inspectors. The logistics are nearly impossible. And if nothing is obviously wrong at a glance, How would a crew member even know to look more closely? These are legitimate points. Running a cruise ship is genuinely difficult. The scale of operations is staggering. Mistakes happen in every industry. But here's the counter-argument. When your business model involves packing thousands of people onto a floating vessel in the middle of the ocean, safety isn't just a priority. It's the priority. It has to be. Because when something goes wrong out at sea, passengers can't just walk away. They're trapped. They're dependent on the cruise line for medical care, for communication, for everything. The duty of care isn't just hire on a cruise ship. It's absolute. And the cruise industry knows this. They have entire legal teams on standby, experts in maritime and injury law, ready to defend against exactly these kinds of claims. Princess isn't the first cruise line to face a lawsuit. It won't be the last. This is simply the cost of doing business when you're transporting millions of people every year. The numbers tell a bigger story. In 2024, approximately 34.6 million people took a cruise worldwide. That's more than ever before in history. The cruise industry has completely recovered from the pandemic shutdown and is now setting new records year after year. Carnival Corporation, which owns Princess Cruises, reported global revenue of over $26 billion in 2025. Royal Caribbean brought in more than $17 billion. These aren't struggling companies trying to cut corners. These are massively profitable enterprises with the resources to maintain their ships properly. The global cruise market generates around $50 billion annually. It supports 1.6 million jobs worldwide and contributes over $85 billion to global GDP. This is big business. Enormous business. The kind of business that can afford to fix a broken theater seat. But lawsuits against cruise lines are surprisingly common. Princess Cruises is currently dealing with more than just the Cassano case. November 2025, another passenger filed suit against the company in federal court. Elizabeth Niga alleges she slipped and fell on the Enchanted Princess in July 2024 after encountering a greasy or oily substance on a stairway between decks 16 and 18. Royal Caribbean is facing a wrongful death lawsuit over an incident on the Navigator of the Seas. A passenger named Michael Virgil allegedly died in 2024 after being overserved alcohol. Carnival Corporation has been sued by passengers claiming they encountered bedbug infestations during their cruise. These aren't isolated cases. They're part of a constant stream of legal action against the cruise industry. Studies have found that on a single cruise ship, over 600 injuries can be reported in just 3 years. About 12% of those are serious, requiring hospitalization or weeks of recovery. Slips, trips, and falls account for nearly half of all injuries on cruise ships. The most common locations? Cabins and bathrooms. But theaters, with their dim lighting, tiered seating, and hundreds of guests moving in close quarters, present their own unique hazards. Chair failures, specifically, are a known risk. Old or worn-out chairs lose structural integrity over time. Faulty reclining mechanisms can cause sudden collapses. Loose or broken legs give way unexpectedly. In a space where 1,000 people sit down multiple times per day, furniture takes a beating that most land-based venues never experience. Maritime law governs these cases, and it operates differently from standard personal injury law. Cruise lines are required to provide a reasonably safe environment. But what constitutes reasonable care depends heavily on the circumstances. Most cruise tickets include clauses that limit when and where passengers can file lawsuits, often requiring claims within 1 year, and mandating that cases be filed in specific jurisdictions, like the Southern District of Florida. These legal protections exist because cruise companies know injuries happen. They've built an entire legal infrastructure around managing the inevitable lawsuits that follow. The question isn't whether people get hurt on cruise ships, it's whether the cruise lines are doing enough to prevent it. And in Marie Cassano's case, the answer, according to her lawsuit, is no. The photograph of that broken seat is haunting. Not because it shows something dramatic, because it shows something mundane. A simple theater chair, the kind you'd find in any movie theater or concert hall, lying in pieces on the floor with yellow caution tape wrapped around it. It's the kind of thing that could happen anywhere, but it didn't happen anywhere. It happened on a cruise ship, where Cassano was paying to relax, to be entertained, to escape from the stresses of everyday life. Instead, She allegedly suffered permanent injuries because the seat she was given wasn't safe to sit in. The cruise industry markets itself on luxury, adventure, and carefree experiences. The brochures show smiling families by sparkling pools, romantic dinners at sunset, exotic ports of call. What they don't show is the constant maintenance battle behind the scenes, the wear and tear that accumulates day after day. The potential for something as simple as a chair to become a hazard. Cassano's lawsuit will proceed through the legal system. Princess Cruises will mount a defense. Evidence will be gathered. Arguments will be made. Eventually, there will be some kind of resolution, whether through settlement or verdict. But the larger questions remain. How many other seats on how many other ships are compromised right now? What inspection protocols actually exist? And are they being followed? When a passenger sits down in a cruise ship theater tonight, can they trust that the chair beneath them won't collapse? The cruise industry carried 34 million passengers last year. That's 34 million acts of trust. 34 million people believing that the companies taking their money will keep them safe. Marie Cassano trusted Princess Cruises with her vacation. And according to her lawsuit, that trust was betrayed by a chair that fell apart beneath her. The industry can point to the overwhelming number of sailings that go perfectly fine. They can cite the logistical impossibility of inspecting every seat before every show. They can remind us that accidents happen in every form of travel. All of those things are true, and none of them change the fact that a woman sat down in a theater to watch a show and ended up with what she describes as permanent injuries. Because in the end, it doesn't matter how many voyages go smoothly. What matters is what happens when something goes wrong. What matters is whether the systems in place are designed to catch problems before passengers get hurt. What matters is whether cruise lines prioritize safety over convenience, maintenance over profit, passengers over paperwork. Marie Cassano is seeking compensation for her injuries, but her lawsuit is about more than money. It's a question posed to an entire industry. Are you doing enough? The cruise lines will say yes. The lawyers will argue both sides. The courts will eventually decide. But somewhere tonight, on a cruise ship sailing through dark waters, 1,000 passengers will file into a theater. They'll take their seats, they'll settle in to enjoy a show, and every single one of them will trust, without even thinking about it, that the seat beneath them will hold. Most of the time it will. But for Marie Cassano, one time was enough, and that's the story of a broken chair on a cruise ship. A story about trust, responsibility, and what happens when the place you're supposed to feel safe suddenly isn't.